So whether you're staging your home to get it ready to sell, you're hosting some out-of-town guests, or you just want to mix up the style in your room, here are a few of my favorite things to style your home. So when my home stager and I are staging a home, we always look for a few staple items to repurpose throughout the home in order to make it look a little bit more finished and a little bit more polished. And I will say that you don't have to use these tips only for staging your home for sale. This could apply if you're hosting family from out of town for the holidays, or if you just want to mix up your style a little bit, use these staple items to help just make your room look a little bit more polished. So the first item is live or faux plants. I love greenery, I love flowers, and I think they just add something to a room. My favorite of all time is hydrangeas. I love peonies. If you can bring in some fresh flowers into the kitchen, onto your island, or on your countertop, it just freshens up the room. You can put a couple blooms next to your bedside table. It just really adds something special to your room. And greenery, if you put a snake plant in the corner, or if you put a spider plant somewhere, it adds some dimension, it adds some life. I mean, it actually does purify the air too, so I mean, it doesn't hurt, but those can really add some dimension to the room. So live or faux plants are definitely a go-to of mine. And you can get little faux plants at TJ Maxx or at Home Goods for just a few dollars. And spider plants and snake plants are actually really low maintenance and they don't need a ton of light. So if you're afraid of the possibility of taking care of a plant, those are low maintenance options to start with. The second go-to item, the staple item that we find ourselves using a lot in home staging, are fabrics and textiles. So every room needs a little bit of warmth and a little bit of texture, and those fabrics can really help you do that. And it could come in a variety of ways. You could take a velvet or a burlap runner and run it down the center of your dining room table. You could add a cozy throw blanket at the foot of your bed. You could do floor to ceiling drapes that really frame your window, or maybe add a jute rug to kind of warm up the room a little bit. Like I said, every room needs just a little bit of texture and warmth, and your fabrics and textiles are going to allow you to do that. So the third go-to item that we find ourselves using a lot are just small groups of accessories. So the next time you're on social media, or the next time you're looking through a homes magazine, pay attention to their use of accessories. Designers tend to use small groups, always odd numbers, 3 accessories or 5, in small groups to create little vignettes, and it really makes your home look so much more polished and finished. So just take a look at what you like on social media, find a couple pictures, and just play with it a little bit. Gather your accessories from the attic. You know, if you have some that are stored away in the basement or the attic, bring them all down. That you don't necessarily need to go out and buy something new. Bring together everything that you have in your house and just play with it. That's one of my favorite things to do. For example, for this fall, we took one of our old burlap table runners and we layered it with a newer velvet table runner, and then just pulled together some old decorations and some pumpkins that we had, and we absolutely love it. So don't feel like you have to go out and buy something new, but reuse some of those. Maybe try a couple old books that are stacked on top of each other with like a faux plant on top, or maybe try a lamp with a couple picture frames. Try groupings of 3 or 5 and just see how they look. That's oftentimes how you really help bring a room together, is with those small groups of accessories. So those are your 3 staple items, my 3 favorite items to go to whenever I'm styling a home. Hope you enjoyed this video. Please share it with a friend and subscribe to the channel, and we'll see you next week, guys.